All right, 50 degrees. There's our low profile coil. It feels much colder than 50 degrees in here. Coil's not froze up. Let's go over here. I wonder what this thermostat says. Alright, so both thermostats say 50. I guess my internal thermostat is off. So coil's clear. I'm gonna get a flashlight and check the inside of the coil, make sure we're not plugged up, but I think our next step's gonna be to get up on the roof, see what's going on. As you can tell, we are up on the roof now. This is the condensing unit to that walk-in cooler. Our model and serial number information. I have been here before. I can't really remember why. It's been a little while. See? That's how I know. It's been a little while because of the fading on my sticker. That's how I tell how long I've been at a place. How long ago I've been at a place. Anyway, all kidding aside, let's see what we got going on here. My initial inspection, we got a little bit of water underneath our suction line. We have nothing going on. Our disconnect is on. So first things first, I'm going to pop this panel right over here, and we'll check for some voltages. Now, since everything's dead, I'm assuming we're off on low pressure. Now, why we're off on low pressure, I'm not real sure yet. So first thing, I'm going to check for incoming power at my contactor, and then I'm going to pull the cover off of my low pressure switch and see if that's open or closed. And depending on if that's open or closed, I may go back downstairs, check my thermostat and our liquid line solenoid, as well as airflow. But first things first, we'll check incoming power. All right guys, let's check for incoming power. L1 to L2, 210, L1 to L3, 210, L2 to L3, 210, L1, L3, again, 210. All right, so we do have proper incoming power. It's 0 volts going across our contactor. It is a 208 contactor, 208 coil contactor anyway. So that's why it's not pulled in. All right guys, well I don't have proper voltage going to my contactor, so let's check our pressure switch. Let's see, 0 volts. Let's go right across here. We got 208. Now I should read 0 if it's closed, but it's not closed, so we got to figure out why it's not closed. And real quick, let me throw a jumper on there. Really quick, let's just show you what I'm talking about here. See? So our pressure switch is open. Let's figure out why. Now, let's think about this. Just because our pressure switch is open doesn't necessarily mean we have a leak or we're out of refrigerant. We could have a problem with our thermostat. We could just be in pump down. We don't know that. So we're going to hook up to our line set and see if we're flat, or see if we're in pump down, or see what's going on. There, let's get that glare out of there. All right, well, it looks like we may be just sitting in pump down mode. Our low side is about 6 psi, high side 148, 149 psi. So I think our next step is to go downstairs and check power at that thermostat and our liquid line solenoid. All right guys, there's our thermostat, there's our meter. Let's see what we get here. .208 going across it, which I shouldn't have. I should have 0 because it should be closed, obviously, but it's not closed. So our return air temperature leveled out at about 51 degrees, which means our wall thermometers are pretty accurate. which also means that this mechanical thermostat is bad. Let's turn it way down to -20. We still got nothing. No click, no snap, no nothing. Oh, that's weird. I turn it up to 50, it comes on though. Looks like it just closed again. Yeah. Bizarre. Interesting. Let's check something real quick here. So we go over here to our solenoid. It's still open. Or rather, I mean, our thermostat is still open. Hasn't sent power to our solenoid, so our solenoid isn't energized. So real quick, I'm just gonna throw a jumper on here just to sort of show you guys what should be happening versus what is actually happening. I'm trying to do this one-handed. Let's see if I can do this without shorting anything out. Alright, now you can hear the solenoid energize. You can hear the refrigerant going through our metering device, through our distributor. Let's give it a second, see if we can see any frost building up on that distributor right there. Yeah, if you go look on the end of our distributor, you can start to see frost. You see it slowly creeping down the distribution lines. So our thermostat is definitely faulty. I'm gonna go grab one out of my truck and we will replace it. Don't mind the mess, guys. This rag right here, it's out of place. That's my mess. This cart right here, got this because I got a bad back, and it really helps to haul compressors, nitrogen tanks, all that stuff through buildings rather than have to carry it. Anyway, right behind here, I think I got what we need. Yeah, right here. A19, ABC, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Let's go get this bad boy installed, all right? Well, I just restored power, and now one of my fan motors doesn't want to start for some reason, which is really, really stupid. So, let me see what's going on with that now. So those fans are going right. Keep in mind our airflow. These fans suck in and they push it out the sides. Simple problems, not so simple solutions. It's not terrible, but... So our evaporator fan motors failed, right? And I was thinking that I could just take the screws out of these, the ends of these brackets, or the end of this bracket right here, and then I could just lift it up and pop it out. But what I found out is this chase that you see right back here that houses the wiring, there's a screw that goes through the chase right there. It'll focus into the evaporator fan bracket itself. So I have to get to the top side of this chase to take that screw out and also to access the wiring, which means I have to flop this evaporator cover over, which isn't terrible, just kind of a pain. I was hoping I could be a little bit less invasive about it, but it is what it is. Luckily I got a union right here, so pop that off, flop this over, get access to the wiring, and we'll call it good. Alright guys, got my evaporator cover pulled down. Got the new motor mounted. I'm just going to wire nut it. I'm going to keep this little Molex piece here and just, you know, wire nut it in there. I'm doing this. You're probably wondering why I don't just cut this Molex, this molded plug right out of there and just wire nut it directly. I'm I'm doing it this way just in case somebody ever wants to replace it with the original, the OEM motor. And then this way we still have the Molex here, because what I'm replacing it with is just a Mars universal motor. So that's my reasoning behind it. Also guys, when you're pulling these down, they do get kind of heavy, they're awkward, so leave that center nut right there, leave that one in place when you're pulling it down, so you can just get the two outer sides done, leave that center one, and then this way you can lower it down a little bit easier by yourself. So let me get this wired up, I'll get it remounted, and then we'll power it on, see if we have any luck. Alright guys, I'm going to take a quick second and call myself out on something. Don't be an idiot, alright? Before you install a fan motor, double check the rotation. The original fan motors are counterclockwise. The one I put in, of course, is clockwise. So I had to run up to a local supply house real quick and grab one. No huge deal, just a waste of time that I cannot bill my customer for. So don't do like me, all right? Unless it's something good that I did, then do like me. But if it's installing the wrong motor, don't do that. Double check stuff, all right? It pays. Pay attention, little details, all right? New fan motor's installed. New thermostat is in. We are up and running. We're looking pretty good. 35-degree evaporator. It's almost 60 degrees in that box, so we are under a pretty high load right now, so that's why our evaporator temperature is so high. Condensing temperature, not bad. A little bit higher than normal, but again, we're pulling out a lot of heat right now. It's probably 75-ish degrees out here, so we're not too far off. Not sure if you guys can even see the screen on this. But yeah, so far so good. I'm gonna let it run for a little while and see if we can start bringing that temperature inside that box down. Well, no idea what's going on now. System just pumped down for some ungodly reason. So now we gotta go back downstairs and investigate again. All right, again, we are back up and running. I'm not real sure what happened, but either I bumped the thermostat when I was putting that fan in, or somebody moved the thermostat, but the thermostat magically went up to 50 degrees. That's why it pumped down. So I adjusted it back down to 36, and we are up and running again. One of those days where a lot of stupid little things are happening. All right, guys, let me let you go for now. Let this thing cool down for a bit, and I'll bring it back around when I'm all set. 35.6. Looks like we are all set tonight. Thanks for sticking around, guys. We'll see you on the next one.